Companies are spending more than $40 billion on
AI every single year.
But 95% of them are actually losing money on it. This report is not yet another think piece on AI. This is a rigorous study built out of the MIT project Nanda, created on 6 months of research, 52 executive interviews, and 153 surveys from senior leaders across industries. It strips away the hype to show the real picture of how 95% of companies are seeing zero ROI from AI and what they are calling the Gen AI divide. I'm sure your LinkedIn, Twitter, and socials are buzzing with announcements and conference keynotes about AI completely revolutionizing work. But according to this report, only 2 out of 8 major industries, which are technology and media by the way, are actually showing any meaningful structural change with AI. And healthcare, financial services, manufacturing, energy, they are all stuck in what the MIT researchers are calling Pilot Purgatory. According to the report, 80% of all organizations have explored general purpose AI tools like ChatGPT. About 60% of them have actually piloted them. But when it comes to deployment, only 40% actually deployed anything. And this, by the way, is for the easy stuff, which are consumer grade tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney, etc. But here's where it gets brutal. For custom enterprise AI solutions, the ones that actually matter for business transformation, the numbers are devastating. So the report says that about 60% of the companies evaluated these tools, only 20% reached a pilot stage, 5% of the companies actually reached production. Companies are great at starting AI experiments, but they are currently terrible at scaling them. One manufacturing executive they interviewed put it interestingly.
The hype on LinkedIn says everything has changed, but in our operations, nothing fundamental has shifted.
This isn't about companies being slow to adopt new technology. The data shows enterprises are actually extremely eager to adopt AI. But the problem isn't adoption, it's transformation. The transformation of their teams, becoming AI first and prompt enough to adopt AI faster. The second most interesting thing from this report was this term that I saw for the first time, the rise of the shadow AI economy. But before we get into it, I need a minute of yours. I think if there is one thing that you should take away from this video, is that AI is here to stay. With AI, careers and businesses, as we know, are changing rapidly. The only question the market will ask you is, can you not do this 100x better and faster with AI? So the question is, how do you become AI first? We have thought about this at GrowthX, and it honestly comes down to 3 things. Learning the right foundations of AI. You will need to surround yourself with fellow AI tinkerers and leaders. You will need the right tools to integrate AI into your work. This is where GrowthX fits in perfectly because our members have access to all 3 of them from day one. Inside, you will find a private community of 4,500 plus members from companies like Lovable, ElevenLabs, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Notion, and more. These are people you can trust, learn from, and build with. That's how you become an AI-first leader. Check out more about GrowthX from the link in the description. Hopefully, I'll see you inside. All right. Going back to what the shadow AI economy means. See, while official enterprise AI initiatives are failing, there's a massive underground economy building up that nobody is talking about. See, while only 40% of companies say they have actually purchased an official AI subscription for their employees, over 90% of employees say that they have a personal AI tool for work tasks. Think about that for a second. Almost every single person is using AI at work, but their companies don't know about it. This is what you call the shadow AI economy, and it's worth billions. Employees are using personal ChatGPT accounts and other tools to automate significant portion of their jobs. Now, while their company's official AI initiatives are stalled, this is damn fascinating. Which brings us to the very important development. See, the research says that most successful AI developments are not coming from central IT labs or AI centers of excellence. They are actually coming from the most curious employees in teams who are experimenting with tools like ChatGPT to get better at a very personal level. This is the rise of what we call prosumers. See, if you're a person who watches videos online, that's just being a consumer. If you're making your own fun videos and putting them online for other people to watch, now you are a producer. But if you put the two together, Now you are a prosumer, producer and consumer. So think about everyone not only consuming AI results, but also using AI to make tools, deploy better processes, and all of these people are prosumers. These prosumers are really coming through in the companies. They are intuitively understanding AI's capabilities and limits, and they're becoming early champions of using AI in their teams. Successful organizations are giving flexible budgets to these smart prosumers and allowing them to go research tools, buy, try them out, and figure it out. This is very similar to how tools like Notion and Figma got to enterprise level adoption. Both of these companies were first used by individual employees to fast track their own work. And these employees later went and championed these tools and made a case to buy these tools for the entire company. It's just that with AI, this is happening at a much broader scale and not limited to just one or two companies. But here's the thing. Most companies, as the research says, are still trying to do this top down, which means they are setting up an AI committee, hiring a chief AI officer, building an internal AI labs, and so many rules around it. Meanwhile, their employees are already solving their problems with $20 a month consumer tool. And the real reason why 95% of companies remain stuck on what the researchers call the wrong side of GenAI divide. What does this mean? Every time you use an AI tool, you have to give it context. Now, if you go context to the tool today, you'll have to again give it next time you use it. Enterprise work needs this context set at a company level, and that context has to evolve over a period of time. Current AI tools are like having an extremely smart intern who forgets everything at the end of each day and never learns from their mistakes. The data reveals a clear playbook that separates AI winners from losers, which we are calling the A.D.A.P.T framework. And it's nothing like the generic advice you see everywhere, by the way. The winning 5% companies, instead of building the AI tools in-house, are buying them from a third-party vendor. And this third-party vendor is customizing these tools based on the company's needs. According to the MIT report, the strategic vendor partnerships have a 66% success rate compared to a 33% success rate on internal developments. Organizations that cross the GenAI divide discover that return on investment is often highest in ignored functions like operations and finance. Front office is getting a lot of attention, but savings are in the back office tools. The report clearly states that despite 50% of AI budgets flowing to sales and marketing, some of the most dramatic cost savings that are documented are coming from back office automation. For example, look at this BCG 2025 India's AI Leap report, where they have talked about how Lenskart deployed AI-powered WhatsApp and app chatbots that now handle over 1 lakh weekly service interactions. What could have taken hundreds of representatives and hours of support legwork is now handled instantly. Agentic systems can take actions without being explicitly told what to do each time. For example, an agentic customer service system might automatically respond to complex queries, schedule follow-ups, or even initiate proactive outreach to customers who might need help. Unlike traditional AI that forgets everything between conversations, agentic systems maintain persistent memory. They remember past interactions, customer preferences, and previous solutions that have worked. Now, this is the step where most companies fail. They introduce their employees with AI, buy all the AI tools for them, but they don't have fixed metrics at place. So they hardly see any ROI out of them. The top 5%, however, run what researchers call parallel processing analysis. They take completed human work and have their AI system redo the exact same tasks and then compare outputs. For example, they will compare speed, which is what was the task completion time reduction. Second could be quality, which is was the system consistent and did it have lesser error rates. It could be cost displacement, which is reduction in outsourced work and overtimes. And here's the final piece that separates winners from losers. The top 5% realize that they are not in the business of firing people. They're in the business of building capability. Customer support agents become AI supervisors. Analysts become AI orchestrators. HR representatives become prompt specialists. AI literacy becomes as mandatory as Excel back in 2000s. But the big question is, what's actually happening to the employment when companies cross the GenAI divide? So here's the thing everyone gets wrong, by the way. AI isn't causing mass layoffs. The MIT researchers found that companies crossing the divide are cutting 5 to 20% of the customer support and admin tasks. These aren't your core employees getting fired. These are the jobs that were already outsourced. Companies aren't walking into their engineering teams and saying you are all replaced by ChatGPT. That's not happening. They are cancelling contracts with external call centers, cutting ties with admin agencies, and reducing dependency on basic development outsourcing. In healthcare and energy, where AI adoption is still stuck in pilot purgatory, executives report zero plans to reduce hiring. But flip over that to tech and media, where AI is actually working, and boom, over 80% of leaders expect to hire significantly less within the next 2 years. But here's what's really changing the game: hiring criteria. Every single executive now prioritizes AI literacy as a fundamental requirement. The real question isn't whether AI will replace jobs or will it impact jobs. It's whether you will be on the right side of the divide when it does. All of this doesn't mean AI is overhyped or won't deliver on its promise. It just simply means that people right now need more time to adapt. Just see the example of cloud computing. So recently there was this report by Data Cloud where they announced that 70% of all data centers worldwide today use cloud infrastructure, which is, to be honest, is a very, very big milestone. But that 30% still is on traditional systems for several reasons, like legacy systems, complex architecture, compliance issues, migration costs, or simple inertia. But soon, even the rest 30% will also be on the cloud. It took us 2 decades to bring 70% of the world data on the cloud. The same pattern is going to happen with AI today. There is no doubt that in fact AI is the future. The 95% that haven't seen sustainable growth yet aren't there because AI doesn't work, but rather they are still figuring out the right ways to integrate AI into their workflows.